I'm the Commissar. We're watching Forged Alliance forever. And you love it when you're on a slow-paced map like Ceton's and suddenly there's a comm in the enemy base. But what if there's 2 comms in the enemy base? What if there's 3? Or more? We're gonna find out today. Let's get stuck in. Ceton's. You either love it or you hate it. My loyal viewers, you don't get a choice, you love it. We'll talk about it in a minute, but we got the North team and the South team. Let us meet North team first. In the beach position for North team we have I'm Lagger, 1989 rated, Eon in red. Already some complaints about lag, let's hope it's not him. In the air position we have Seraphim-Noob, who is Seraphim and the game's only Seraphim, so for once I don't have a problem with just calling him Sera. He is 2426 rated and he's in baby pink. In the rock position we have Rival, who is 2458 rated. He is Eon, he's opened first air, which rock players often do, because they've got all that delicious tree claim you can see they need to drop the side island. And he's in Cyan. And their forward position is held by SiilentBug, 1979 rated and UEF. He's in Mucus Brown. Facing off against them on the South team, Artemka there, ArtemkaFAF, heading forward, 2053 rated. He is Eon and he's in white. Their air position is held by Swatoslav. Feels odd to say he's the game's lowest rated player when he's 1940 rated, but he is. This is a very high rated game indeed. Swatoslav is Cybran and he's in mauve. Their rock position here is held by Nory, who has also opened first air. He's UEF, he's in grey and he's 2478 rated. And forward position held by the game's highest rated player. This is Terarii. He's 2589 rated. He's Cybran and he is in baby blue. Did I say Nory was grey? Nory's grey. Now, Terarii already has a bomber out, but that bomber has been seen by the scout of Rival. So will Rival be able to intercept it before it does any damage? And look at this mad reclaim play. Do you know what Terarii has not done in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the game? He has not built a single mech. That's wild and I love it. He's got one queued up now, but not a single mech for 2.5 minutes. Epic. Meanwhile, his bomber comes in for Rival's base. Rival has seen it. He's got an NT locked onto it. It drops but doesn't get any damage done. It's on very low health. It comes back. It does cancel the transport, which is very nice. That's going to delay Rival's drop, but the NT shoots it down, and Nory already has the dropout, heading for his side island, so Nory's going to get that first. Now, I promised a quick chat about the map. Ceton's has a rock player who's generally expected to win their ocean, and that's because they have more eco than the beach player, and part of the reason for that is they're expected to get these islands. But the main feature of Ceton's is this vast heap of reclaim in mid. There's still 9,000 here, and both Bug and Terarii have been at it for a while. But Nory hasn't just dropped his side island, and you can see Rival's only getting his transport out now. Nory's transport has 2 labs on board, and supported by Nory's bomber, it's going to try and deny Lagger his expansion. This is going to be amazing if it picks it up, because this is a long way away from Lagger's base, and Lagger will need to bring an NG all the way out here again to get the work done. Here it comes. Now, labs can fire out of transports, and it's generally called a ghetto gunship when it's used as a very cheap equivalent to a T1 gunship. And it does its job, it takes out the NG. Nice work from Nory. Quick look in the middle. The meta in recent years has been for the 2 beach players to just come across the water and join their forward allies in mid. And both Artemka and Lager are doing exactly that. In fact, Lager's going to get this Salem for his ally, which is nice. But forward comes that ghetto gunship. Sorry if you heard my alarm there, these things happen. And it's now working on Sera's forward base, Sera's expansion, which is great. Lager brings in some inties, but the labs just drop. The labs drop and they're able to continue wreaking havoc on this base. This is fantastic. Now, I'll keep an eye on that, but over to the comm scrap in the middle that always happens on Cetons. Bug is taking a lot of hits from his enemies, and he's got spam coming into support, but Bug is deep into the yellow, maybe soon into the red. Is he going to be forced into the water? Yes, he is. Look at that. He is taking hits, and he does have the majority of the spam here, but he's in the red. He has to get out of there, or these two comms will force him out. Terarii also dipping in, but Terarii's on more than half health, and so he's going to be fine with that. Those labs go down to a bomber, but what damage they did. 3 of Sera's mexes, and denying Lager his entire expansion. He's only just getting an NG out there now. Great work. Quick overview of the situation. South team, probably thanks to that shenanigan with the ghetto, are slightly ahead in eco, but only very slightly. Bit of frigate scuffling in the left-hand ocean, nothing really in the right-hand ocean just yet. But Lager is cut off from his forces by Terarii and by Artemka, so Lager might be in a bit of trouble here. Nice attempt to block him there with a factory from Terarii, and I think and wars, but he's going to get into the water. So, but either way, Lager as well is forced into the water. Bug going for gun there, but that means that South team now have free reign with their comms, and sure, there's a decent amount of spam from Bug here, but against 2 comms plus a bit of spam from South team, that's not going to be enough. Bug knows it, and he falls back. And Terarii's heading into the water. Why is he doing that? What's his plan? Is he going to try and build a torp launcher here, maybe, to get rid of the damaged comms? He must have some sort of plan. While we wait on that, we can see that there's now subs coming out from Nory to try and take the... Oh, this is why. This is why. He's getting line of sight, because Terarii has got T2 air, he's got a torpedo bomber, and he's trying to force Lager either to death or out of the water with a torpedo bomber. This is amazing, and I love it. And Artemka has also joined Terarii in the water, so now all 4 of the comms who were fighting in mid are in the water. The torpedo bomber, I think it might have been taken down, but then but no, either it hasn't or there's another one coming in. Lager puts up a factory to try and block the torpedoes, but it instantly gets shot, and now there are more torpedo bombers coming in. But with all the comms in the water, remember we said Bug had more spam? That is an opening for Bug to push. However, watch this, I see on the minimap, Sera is on a transport and he's coming forward. Well, I'm watching this for the moment, but we are going to have to see where Sera lands. He must have a plan. Is he going to try and drop Artemka? Is he going to try and drop Terarii? We've got to see as the comms continue their scrap. Well, Artemka's inties are probably going to force Sera down. Indeed they are. He lands in the water, he's got T3 on his comm, and he immediately starts tactical missile, which should be finished in just a few seconds. Over here, Bug's spam is really causing problems for Terarii and Artemka. I don't know if Terarii could even come out of the water into this. But the torp bombers from Terarii, they're coming for Sera. However, with T3 on him, not only does he finish the TML, he can quickly throw up anti-air defense, and he can tank a decent lot of hits with it. So the torpedo bombers might not be the threat that Terarii hoped they were. And suddenly there's a horde of anti-air turrets here. Nice work from Sera. And he launches a tactical missile. Where's it going for? It looks like it's going for this mechs in Terarii's base. Terarii trying to make it out of the water with Artemka. A tactical missile defense is going up, but it's not fast enough, and Terarii loses the T2 mechs. Meanwhile, are you seeing what I'm seeing, my loyal viewers? Both Rival and Laka have also got onto comms. Sometimes you see one comm coming forward, sometimes you see two comms coming forward on Seaton's, but now all four of North Team comms, all four of them are in South Team's side, in their base, killing their dudes, and this is fantastic. I love every second of it. We're gonna have to keep an eye on Sera there in the inset in a moment, which I will check on him. But this is where we've absolutely got to watch right now, because this is where Rival is coming. Rival's air transport lands here. Laga's dropped up here, where he can be supported, and he's taken out a mech. He's supported by bug spam, but Rival is just going right in there, straight into Terarii's base, and it's going to be amazing. Gunship defense from Nory, bomber defense from Terarii, but the point defense is going up. Actually, the shield is denied though. That's good work. And Rival might be having trouble. Quick look at Sera. Sera is below half health there, thanks to the attacks from the air and from the navy. So what's his plan? Well, Nano is his plan. Meanwhile, flak has gone up from Rival, and these gunships are suddenly not going to survive long in the face of the flak and the T1 anti-air. And then Rival will be able to work on his shield again. We do have a Whaler T3 gunship coming in from Swatoslav, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. Rival loses his shield. But now we've got to watch Sera. Sera has picked himself up to get away from all of this, and he's flying away. But there are ASFs from Swatoslav, but Sera drops himself into the water. The subs swarm in on him, and so he picks himself up again. This is amazing work. He's being screened here. He's got ASFs of his own, but where's he flying in? I think he's flying in to join Rival. Nope. Quick dodge back as he sees anti-air coming, but he brings in his own ASFs. He's in the water again. Is he trying to launch a tactical missile? What's his plan? Obviously just trying to dodge this Inti. I think he's just trying to dodge the Inti. But he sees the subs coming. He picks himself up again. Raider's still just about holding on, but he's got Janus on him. This is looking desperate. But we got to watch Sera. He's coming in. He's flying over Terarii, who's coming out of the water here. What's he? And Terarii suicides. Boom! And the timing is such that Sera is caught in the blast and his transport dies. Terarii's dead. Sera's dead. Terarii's saying it's fine, I had nothing, and he's not lying. But what a move. What a move. Blowing yourself up to stop the drop being reinforced by another comm. And now Rage is back to being all on his own, but he's got Bugs tanks to help him. He's got point defenses, but they're not lasting because Artemka has brought a destroyer. This is wild. The shield goes up, but how long is that going to last? And what can Rival do against the Destro? And Artemka also brings gunships to help out, and the flaks are all being destroyed. This is utterly insane. Up here we have banks of mobile missile launchers from Bug trying to break the front line that Nory has inherited from Terarii, and do you know what? I think they are going to be enough. Over here, we've got Artemka helping Nory to gun, as I think he's preparing for a wild charge against Rival. Rival is deep into the yellow, and the gun could be enough to break in here, especially with the help from Artemka's destroyers. Meanwhile, Bug is leading from the front as he advances on this position. He's got gun, but he hasn't got nano, and when there's this many T2 PDs, he's got to be really reliant on his mobile missile launchers. Nory is about to finish the gun. Bug still leading from the front. The missile launchers have done their work, and Bug's managed to regenerate a lot of health. There's now another line of defense here, but it's their last line of defense. Although I say that, given where Rival is. And Nory advances on Rival. He's also got a cruiser helping out with the bombardment as Artemka moves his destroyers north. But Rival has his own answer to Nory. Rival has a strat coming in, we can see on the minimap, and here it is now. Boom! Perfect hit, but Swatoslav is on point with his ASFs. Rival tries to defend, but the strat's gone down. However, Nory feels he has to fall back. He can't take this many PDs, having just taken a hit from a strat. Rival feels like he's having trouble holding his position. Meanwhile, both Lager and Bug have to watch out for this increasing group of destroyers from Artemka, but Bug has broken through the PD here with his mobile missile launchers, and Terarii's base, now inherited by Nory, is just going to be utterly smashed. This is amazing work from North Team. Naval fight carrying on here. We do have T2 out from Nory, of course, but we've also got T2 and a lot more supporting spam from Lager. Quick overview. Eco's actually remarkably even, given that Terarii's base is completely crushed by the North Team. So that's remarkably good work. South Team have been ecoing very well. And I guess I lied, because with more shields going up, I think, and with all this missile defense, I think that Rival is going to hold here. I was not expecting that, let me tell you. So this is great work from Rival. However, Nory is now working on Nano, heavily assisted with engineers, and he's going to try to push in, I'm sure of it. There's still these point defenses. These are only T1 though. Is there much? There's 3 T2, 4 T2 point defenses, 5, but they're all scattered around the place. Nory has RT to support, he has gun, he has nano. Is he coming in? Well, he might be. But where one strat failed before, I think Rage has got another plan. Do you see those on the minimap right there? I think they're coming for a snipe on Nory. Nory moving around here. Is he trying to get a good angle on it? Is he trying to take out these from Bug before he attacks? I think he might. Maybe I was wrong about those strats. They're just, pootling around, doing nothing much in particular. Meanwhile, up here, we have Titans landing on Nory's island from Bug. That is beautiful, and I don't think there's enough to stop it here. That's probably going to do the work, but the strats are coming for Nory. The strats from Raider are coming for... I keep calling him Raider because he's not Raider, that's a different guy, he's Rival. But Nory survives with 600 hit points on his comm, and Swatoslav, the strats come back for another pass, but Swatoslav gets both those strats that survive down before they get their bombs off. Nory with just 600 hit points, dodging like a madman. He's gonna survive. I didn't believe it, but he's gonna survive. Raider fires a tactical missile. He wants to get the hit, but he's going for where he thought Nory would be, but Nory sees it coming in and he dodges. The missile doesn't connect. Nory is somehow still alive, and this is mad. Meanwhile, we've got another Titan drop from Nory landing in Artemka's expansion, and it's going to do it. It's going to just kill this entire expansion. For free? No, I don't think so, because Artemka's got gunships on the way, and Swatoslav has a strat on the way. There's no anti-air in here, so these are going to die. But what marvelous work! They're going to kill this entire expansion, and Artemka has a long way to come in order to clear it up. And the next drop has been seen. We'll check on that in a moment. Nory has hidden in the pond here. Yeah, it's been seen. Swatoslav is going to get it. Oh, but look at that beautiful work from Bug. He knows it's been seen, so he drops the amphibious part of it, the Percy's, in the water and lets them advance on foot. And he flies away. Amazing work from Bug. Meanwhile, this tactical missile is still trying to snipe Nory. Doesn't actually know where he is. No, it doesn't. He's just guessing. And it assumes he's here. He's not. And Bug is doing so much at once. Look at this. He's got riptides coming across the water from the middle causeway. And sure, Artemka has gunships to defend, but I think that he's still at risk of losing this HQ to Bug's riptides. And that would definitely ease the naval pressure on North Team. He's going to lose the HQ. Amazing work from Bug. And as if that weren't enough, Rival now has 12 factories here in Terarii's old base, and labs. Lab spam is the order of the day. He's just rushing in to try and overwhelm Nory with raw numbers alone. Now, meanwhile, we got a load of things to watch here. Engineers dropping here from Lager to try and claim this, and engineers dropping here from Artemka to try and claim this, but we have a bomb. A strategic bomber has sneaked through and is trying to get the P-Gen in the base. Reclaim going down to stop it exploding, and that's perfect from Rival, because sure, he loses his power, but he doesn't lose his air HQ in the comm bomb, thanks to the reclaim order, which stops it going volatile, and he takes out the strat. Is he power stored? No, he's not, but I'm pretty sure he's leeching off his friends to avoid being power stored. Meanwhile, how's he holding in the middle? Well, he's under a lot of cruiser pressure here, but he is holding, and this is absolutely amazing work. But Swatoslav has more strats out. Where are they going? Don't know yet. And now, North Team do definitely have the eco lead thanks to the damage they've done. More strats. This is 5 strats now from Swatoslav. He must have a target in mind for them, but what is it? Up here, there are Corsairs from Nory trying to clear up Lager and... Oh, we've got a big drop coming in there. We'll see where it goes in a minute. But right now, Bug, he's injured. He's under pressure from the Destros. And do you know what else is coming for him? Let me tell you, it is 5 strats. I do not think he's surviving this. There is an air response, but it's not going to be in time. Boom! Bug is ejected by Swatoslav at 22 minutes. The snipe has gone down, and that's going to be a problem here. These two transports change ownership, and that's very, very fast reactions from Rival as he inherits them, but he does lose one. Still, he's managed to get this drop into the back of Nory's base, which is great work. Percy, Titan could do some damage, but the strats come for it. Sure, it's got anti-air, but I don't think it's going to last very long. So do a big bunch of Corsairs, and it's not going to do a great deal of damage. Meanwhile, Rival's shields are down. Is he under power struggle, or is he just... Yes, he is. Rival is having power problems, so he is definitely feeling the pressure here. He's going to get the shield. He must know that the snipe will be coming for him next. As the strat drops on him. The soldiers are Corsair, but his shield is up. However, there are now Harbies in his spam factory. He's got a land HQ right here in the forward base, but I don't think it's going to be enough as the strats and the Corsairs all rain their fire down on him, and boom! Rival whose marvellous drop was the centrepiece of the entire Northern team being in the enemy base, a play I 100% love. So we lost every player to Sniper. Guess you can't win normally, says Sarah. Can't believe the enemy defended their side of the map, exploding heads, says Terarii. And was it cheesy to just send air snipes for all the players? Maybe. Tell me what you think in the comments below. But was it necessary if South Team were going to have a chance to win? I think it might have been. So now, Lager, all on his own against Swatoslav and Nory. That's North Team's lowest rated player against, also South Team's lowest rated, but also, one of their highest. And although Lager has the map control, he's actually doesn't have the eco lead anymore as South Team push back. I don't think that he's in a strong position here. And does he have the APM to handle two players? He's sitting in a pond here. Lager says 600 HP Nory, and he's right. That was such an insanely narrow escape from Nory that we saw earlier in the game. But Lager resigns, and what a game. Was it successful? Okay, maybe it wasn't. But was it amazing? Absolutely. Do you think that it all came down to Terarii's suicide underneath the comb of Sarah? Or do you think that he'd have done better to stay alive and just try and take the comb out when it landed? Tell me in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm TheCommissar. I will see you next time.